Hey folks, good morning. So I just wanted to get a video in this week. So this week you have your um, final edited essay due on Sunday night, right? So we've been writing about music therapy for that essay. So I'm almost done with my feedback. I just have a few people left. So use that feedback and also use the peer review feedback to help you revise that essay before Sunday night. Okay, so you have the whole week to work on that. And my feedback, you'll see it. You'll click, view feedback. You'll see a bunch of pinpointed comments that are pinned to your paper. So make sure you're accessing those. There's sort of like a main box, right? And then there's the pin point comments. So make sure you're seeing both sets of those. Okay, so this week you have a few readings. You have the influence of rap in the Arab Spring. You have Michael Cermak's teaching a hip hop ecology. So we're starting to write our next essay. Okay, so we're finishing up the old essay on music therapy, and we're also reading about some topics for our next essay. So our next essay, you're going to have a choice. Do you want to write about music and its use in music diplomacy? We have a reading on that. That's the rap in the Arab Spring. Or do you want to write about music and its effect on climate change? So you have sort of two topics for this next paper. So read both of those. You have a refresher reading on how to write a title and the types of claims and qualifiers. And in the discussion, I'm asking you to practice these skills with titles and qualifiers. Let's take a look at qualifiers. Qualifiers are, think of them as like adjectives, or they are a type of writing that narrows and limits the claims that you're making, right? So they qualify your writing. They make it smaller. They make it more limited, rather than making these huge claims, right? Like all people do this, or people never do, right? Like, so you'll see like some examples of an absolute versus a qualified statement. You want to make more qualified statements, right? We can't say like, okay, everybody is improved if they use hip hop or music therapy, right? Or music therapy always works. No, it doesn't always work, but it often works. Do you guys hear the difference? I'm qualifying this huge claim of, oh, music therapy, it always works. No, right? Look at our readings. It frequently, it mostly works. I can't prove it always works because there's going to be some people that just does not work for. Okay, or there's a better therapy for them, right? Maybe recreation or nature-based therapy would be better for that person. Okay, so take a look at what it means to be absolute, right? And to be more qualified and to limit what you're saying. And definitely, like, the sciences can get away with an absolute, right? You can say, oh, yeah, every planet, right, in our solar system revolves around the sun, right? That is true, that every planet does, right? It always happens. So the sciences can get away with making these absolute statements, right? 2 plus 2 is always 4. But in the social sciences, psychology, anthropology, religion, all of those are more qualified when you're talking about people. Okay, so take a look at qualifiers. Take a look at our reading on titles, um, the types of claims. I want to bring that back up. And right so you'll have the paper due on Sunday, and the discussion is going to be due Friday night. Okay. So again, in the discussion, I give you a couple sentences. I want you to tell me which ones need a qualifier, right? Which ones, right, make too grandiose of a claim and need a qualifier to bring them back to earth, okay? And then I show you a few titles, right? We have a reading on titles. I want you to tell me what title do you think is the most effective, right? A title should have a hook, and it should have keywords, right? The keywords should tell us what your paper is about. The hook should grab us into your paper. So there's a bunch of titles here, so just be like, okay, like, I think this title is effective because of this reason. I think this title is not effective because of this reason. And then we're going to start brainstorming for the next essay, right? So read those 2 short readings on rap in the Arab Spring, and music and climate change. And I just want you to respond to those two papers, right? That's those two readings. That's number 3, that's number 4, right? And I want you to start thinking about claims and arguments that you can make, right? Here's what they say, right? Critics are saying this, researchers are saying this. What do you say now, right? So can you build off of, right, what these researchers and authors are saying, right? That's our base, that's our structure, right? They say this, right, from our reading from last week. Now, what can I add to this conversation, right? What can I add on top of that? Okay, so that's where your claim should go this week. As always, email me if you have any questions. I'm always available to meet on Zoom. I've been meeting with people on Zoom. So if you ever need that additional meeting, just let me know. I'm always available. Thanks, folks.